All right, today is January 26th.
Sir, all I have
One
is
sec. Chapter 6 test. Okay. We're going to start with question 1D. Okay. Question 1D right here. X squared divided by 6 plus 2x equals negative 10 divided by 3. Okay. So I'm going to use the page to solve this. X squared divided by 6 plus 2x is equal to negative 10 over 3. Okay? The question says to solve for x. Yeah, we'll do it this way. It's essentially the same idea, just a different answer. Okay? So what we're going to do here is we need to solve for x. So what we need to do is we need to be able to factor this. I'm going to move everything to the same side of the equation. So I'm going to move the constant over. We're left with x squared divided by 6 plus 2x plus 10 over 3 is equal to, what's left on the other side? 0. Good. Now the next step I want to do is I want to get rid of all of my fractions. So I need a common multiple of both of these numbers. What is a common multiple of 6 and 3? 18 is one. There's one that's smaller. 6. 6 is a common multiple of both those numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide the multiply the entire equation by the number 6. So every term in this equation will be multiplied by 6. Whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other. Now, when I multiply the first terms by 6, I get 6 times 6. Okay, I'll get 6 times 2x, which is going to be 12. And we're going to get 6 times 10 over 3. And finally, what's 6 times 0? 0. Okay, so we don't need to do that part. Now, 6x squared divided by 6 is what? X squared. These 6's cancel out. We get x squared. 6 times 2x, 12x. And 6 times 10 over 3. So think of this like fractions. We multiply the top numbers and the bottom numbers. We get 60 over 3. What is 60 divided by 3? 20. So now I'm working with whole numbers. I need to solve for x. So to solve for x, we're going to try factoring to see if our factoring works. So factors of the first term are 1x and 1x. Factors of the last term, 1 and 20, 2 and 10, and 4, 5. I think that's it. The products need to add up to positive 12x. Anyone know what we're going to use? 10 and 2 is what we're going to be using here. When we multiply across, we'll get 2x plus 10x, which is 12x. So they're both going to be positive. We know that. So when we go to put it into our factored form, and remember, sorry, this is equal to 0. I'm just putting the 0 on this side now. We're going to get x as the first term in each. And then because the first term is the same, positive 2 in the one and 10 in the other, it doesn't technically matter. I'm not finished, though. I need to now split these two equations. I need to set the first bracket equal to 0 and set the second bracket equal to 0. When I bring 2 over, I get x is equal to negative 2. When I bring 10 over, I get x is equal to negative 10. So our two answers are x equals negative 2 and x equals negative 10. Okay, a similar question, 1D on your test. It was to change this into vertex form. So, same idea, we only have one fraction. Fraction is 3, so a common multiple of 3 is obviously 3. I'm going to multiply each number in the equation by the number 3. 3 times 2x squared will give us 3x squared. 3 times 2x will give us 6x. When I bring 10 to the other side, it's positive. 3 times 10 is 30. 30 divided by 3 is 10. Positive 10 equals 0. Now the goal of this is to change this into vertex form. To change something into vertex form, we divide the first two numbers by the coefficient of x, the number in front of the x. That number now becomes, okay, now remember it's equal to 0. I'm just going to bring the 0 over here. That 3 now becomes outside of the brackets. We're left with x squared plus 2x plus 10 equals 0. We have a new b, okay? And remember, to change it to vertex form, we do our side calculation, which is b divided by 2 squared. 2 divided by 2. So, we now have our numbers set up like this. Got rid of my fraction. Okay, sorry. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. So we're going to add and subtract 1 inside of the brackets. So we have 3x squared plus 2x plus and minus 1 plus 10 equals 0. Okay? Now we're going to take the negative number to the outside of the brackets. When we do so, we need to multiply by the a factor. So we get 3x squared plus 2x plus 1 minus 3 plus 10 equals 0. I don't know why I keep putting 0 at the end. I really don't need to. Now we go to factor these brackets. The easy way to factor it is to square root the first and the last term. So we have 3x square root of 1 is 1. We bring the positive sign down, it is squared. Negative 3 plus 10 is positive 7. Question number 3 says, describe the graph of a quadratic function that has no real roots. Include a rough sketch. No roots. What does that mean? No x-intercepts. So a quadratic with no x-intercepts is a quadratic that is above the x-axis going upwards or below the x-axis going downwards. Doesn't that look like a smiley face?
I think it looks more like...
So you use those words to describe it. We have the function y is equal to x squared minus 4x minus 5. They want us to factor it. We've already gone through factoring today. We take the factors of the first term, factors of the last term.
One has to be negative.
Their products need to add up to negative 4x. We're obviously going to be multiplying these sets. We'll have 5x and 1x. Which one needs to be positive to get to negative 4? 5. So, negative 5. Negative 5 times 1 is?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. So our check works? Perfect. We put this in factored form. Y is equal to, x is our first term, x is our other first term, close to the same, positive 1, negative 5. That's in factored form. That's part I. Done. Deduce the coordinates. Oh, sorry. Then it says state the x-intercepts. I lied. Not that. Now, to get the x-intercept, we need to set y equal to what number? 0. Y needs to become 0 because x-intercepts are where y is equal to 0. 0 is equal to x plus 1, x minus 5. We split those two equations. X plus 1 is equal to 0. X minus 5 is equal to 0. Minus 1 equals x. X equals positive 5. Those are our two x-intercepts. So we have negative 1 and positive 5 as our two x-intercepts. And then says, then deduce the coordinates of the vertex. I could change this into vertex form. Or I could use these and put them into the axis of symmetry formula. We add them together. Negative 1 plus 5 divided by 2 gives us 4 divided by 2. Our axis of symmetry is 2. Whoops. Axis of symmetry is 2. We then take that value, because the axis of symmetry is actually the x value of our vertex. So we have 2. We need to figure out what y is going to be. So we take that value and plug it into our equation. I can plug it either to the factored form or the standard form in order to solve it. I'll put it in the factored form in this one. So y equals, we replace x with the number 2 in both of the brackets. So x now becomes 2 in both of these. Y is equal to positive 3. Sorry, this is supposed to be negative 5. Times negative 3. Our y value is negative 9. So our vertex is at 2 and negative 9. It is negative. Yeah, I fixed that. So if we were to graph this, it looks something like that.